Let's play. It says in the Talmud that you can know a person bekisoi, bekasoi, bekasoi. Kis, kas, kos. That's how you can know about someone. Through his kis, his kas, and his kos. Kis means pocket. What does pocket refer to? Money. How does he relate to money? How do you make your money? What do you do with your money? Are you obsessively driven by money? How do you spend your money? Kaso is anger. How often and easily does he get angry? How quickly does he let go of anger? I think we shared this one before in Pirkei Avot. It says there are 4 types of people. Someone gets angry very quickly, but he lets go of it very quickly. So he's getting angry a lot, but he's like, lets it go. There's someone who gets very angry very quickly, and it takes him a long time to let go. So he's the worst. You're getting angry quickly, but it's taking you a long time to let go of it. Then there's the person who it takes him a long time to get angry. He hardly ever gets angry, but when he gets angry, woo, he stays angry. And then there's someone who it takes him a long time to get angry. He won't get angry, but once he gets angry, he lets go as well very quickly. He's the highest level. One interesting thing about that Pirkei Avot is it doesn't say, and there's the 5th guy who never gets angry. It doesn't say that. But maybe there is. But in general, how often do you get upset? Are you getting upset about little things all the time? Or are you in general, I get upset once a month for a really important thing? There are things that are worth getting upset about. We have said this before, that when you're 95, you'll look back on your life and you'll realize that 95% of things you got upset about really weren't worth getting upset about. Bekisa, bekasa, bekasai, his cup means alcohol. How much does he drink? How often does he drink? Why does he drink? And how does he behave when he drinks? So if someone's relying on drink to get them through the day, that says a lot about them. And if someone drinks a little bit of wine on Shabbos, make kiddush wine, then that says something about them. Bekis, bekas, bekas. Now the first of the 3 is bekis, money. Rebbe Nachman says that there are 3 main taivas in the world. 3 main cravings. 3 main driving forces in this physical material world, and that is sex, food, and money. Now you don't need to be Rabbi Nachman to work that one out, by the way. I can work that one out. But Rabbi Nachman speaks about it a lot. And our sages teach us that money, the craving for money, is a type of idol worship. Craving for sex is not idol worship. You're just an animal. You just want to do that. Craving for food, you're just an animal. Craving for money is people build their whole world on money. What's your career? The whole education system, in the West at least, is all about how are you going to make money. The whole definition of success, did I say East or West then? West. The whole definition of success is money. If someone says my son is very successful, what does it mean? He has a lot of money. If someone says what do you want to be when you grow up, that means what job do you want? What do you want to do when you grow up? That's what job do you want. If you meet someone at a party and you say, hey, what do you do? They're going to say their job. What I do, what I be, who I am, how I define myself is completely for that world based on career and money. So the whole world is driven by money. Money makes the world go round, they say. Although when I was a dance music DJ in clubs in London, there was a great tune called Music Makes the World Go Round. Music makes the world go round, go round, go round, go round. Music makes the world go round, go round. Go. Yeah.
Couldn't you say that, like, when you do ask people what do you do, and they answer with their job, if you divide your day up in, let's say, 3 parts, 8 hours of it sleeping, 8 hours of it working, and 8 hours of it is your own free time, So they're obviously not going to say I sleep. That'd be a little weird.
They're going to say, I'm trying to become the greatest person I can and provide for my family, so I go to work for a lot of the time, and I'm trying to do good in the world, and I'm trying to work on my character traits and meditate, and I go to work. I think I told you that story. It literally happened a month ago. One of my students is just becoming more religious, and his girlfriend is not religious, and she's a little bit anti-religious, which is understandable when you don't understand a lot. And she said to him, ask your rabbi why religious Jews don't want women to have a career. What's wrong with me having, she wants to be a CEO of a company, businesswoman, whatever. What's wrong with a woman having a career? So I said to him, tell her that we're not into men having careers either. We're just not into careers. We're into passion. So if your passion is to be a CEO of a company, go and do it. By the way, Jamie Geller, our chief media officer, worldwide social media star, she'd have something else to say about what Orthodox Jews think about women having a career. She'd be like, go for it. There are many Orthodox women lawyers and doctors and everything. But I thought a better answer is, I don't have a career. I don't have a career. What's your career? I'm a rabbi. I'm not even I am a rabbi, but it's not my career. What do? I come and shout at people to get them to live a better life. And get paid for it. Loads of money. I'm filthy rich. Cheshbon Hanefesh, number 20. Mammon, money. Money. How did you acquire it? And how are you using it? And I want to add, and I'm sure it's part of it, is how much do you think about it? How much is your life controlled by money? How many people here will probably do a job they like less for more money than the job they like more for less money? That's amazing to me. That's amazing to me. You're going to be spending from 9 till 6, from the age of 25 to 65, doing something, unless you're saying, I'm going to do a job I don't like, and I'm going to make billions and I'll retire in 2 years. We're very unlikely. Right? Good. So, let's say, would you rather have a job that completely supports your family, gives them everything they need? You have fish and wine and meat, you have everything on Shabbos. You can buy your wife a dress. You can go on holiday. But you're staying in a 4-star hotel instead of a 5-star hotel. You're driving that type of car, not that type of car. Would you rather be doing something that you're not passionate about for more money? And people say to me, no, I'm doing it for my family. We had this discussion yesterday, I think. I spoke to these very rich New York Persian group. They came. And this one guy, and I was talking about money and what you're passionate about, and he said, I work all day, I come home at 10 o'clock at night, I call my kids to put them to, I say good night over the phone. But why am I working so hard? Because I want to give my kids the best education, the best childhood they can have. I said, I think if you want to give the kids the best childhood they can have, you go home and you read them a bedtime story, my friend. So if your craving and chasing of money is taking away from higher values like happiness and stress. By the way, very many high-paying jobs are pretty stressful. Your average Wall Street whatever, they're not the most peaceful, calm, healthy human beings. But yes, they can get a private jet to somewhere to try and chill out for a little bit. But it's not a healthy lifestyle. So if you're driven by money, your whole education system driven by money. I actually asked a question once, I was talking about values, and I said to this group of 20-year-olds, what do you value more? What's more important to you? Having a good marriage, being an amazing husband, having a good marriage, or having a good career, making lots of money? So all of them said, good marriage. I said, right. Then I said, so let's say you get married when you're 27, 28. How much time are you going to invest in the next 7 years on building yourself to become a good husband and have a good relationship? And how much time are you going to spend educating yourself on how to make money, how to have a good career? Now, I'm not saying you have to spend more time working on yourself, because it does take more effort. But you have to spend some time. So most of them didn't actually think, in order to have that wonderful marriage that I want, that might mean I need to start working on myself as a human being, on what a relationship is. Just read any relationship books, watch TED Talks on relationships, do something. But investing in your relationships, if you value your relationships more than your career, seems like a very sensible thing to do. So many people are on this treadmill towards some kind of financial security. Lots of people also say to me, I want to be very, 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 very rich so that I can give a lot of tzedakah. I want to be very rich so I can give lots of charity. And by the way, we want lots of rich people. There wouldn't be Aish without lots of rich people. So we do rely on them, and they're great, and it's a big mitzvah. But how many of them actually want to be rich? Their primary motivation is because they want to give lots of money. There's very few. I want to be rich because I want stuff. I like stuff. And I think it's the right good thing to do, to give money to other people. By the way, I know some amazing rich people who I honestly believe they became rich to help people. I really believe that, based on who they are and what they're doing. And thank you to all Aish supporters. Keep giving your money. Cosmos.
Quick plug for the Cosmos.
Yeah. Yes?
Yeah, trying to understand, is it good to have motivation to have good life in healthy way? You can help other people, but your motivation can be you wanna live your good life, like good car, good flat, something.
If you believe that your happiness depends on your physical material surroundings, it's not going to be that good for you. Because the richest people in the world are not the happiest people in the world. It just doesn't work. I read an article, I think in the Wall Street Journal, something like that, or Huffington Post, something, up to $75,000. Up to $75,000. The more you have, up to $75,000 a year, the more happy you will be, because you'll just have nicer stuff. But over $75,000, whatever you can buy extra for more than that isn't actually making you a happy person, and might be causing you more stress to get the money. $75,000. I don't know if I'll ever make $75,000 a year, and I bet I'm happier than those people, because my happiness doesn't depend on my material situation. It does to some extent, obviously. If I was living in the park, well, that would. But as long as I got a place, I remember saying when I first came to Israel, I'd rather have a small apartment in Jerusalem than a mansion in America or England. I notice that everyone who comes to Israel and says, I'll see how it goes. I'll give it a go. It really rarely goes. But the people who come to Israel and say, this is where I am. I'm a Jew, I'm in Israel, Hashem makes it somehow. But once again, I'm not living in... If someone in America saw my bank account and my mortgage and my wife and 3 children, they'd think I was a charity case. It would be a joke. They'd be like, what are you doing? But for me, I'm like, amazing, I'm in the plus. You've got to be sensible as well, by the way. You have to be sensible with money. But just how much are you driven by money? And material stuff and cars and looking good and all of that. And Judaism always has a balance. We say you're allowed to be rich. You're very good, be as rich as you like. But just give some money away. And so the second part of the Cheshbon is, what are you using your money for? If I gave you $1 million today, what would you do? So, what was the first image that came to your mind? If the first image came to your mind was a beach with some like cocktails and women and stuff and cars, that's okay. But if the first thing came to your mind was orphanage or a new talis, or if that's the first thing, that shows what you value. Let's do a test. What do you spend your spare money on? Let's say you have spare money. I don't have spare money. What do you spend your spare money on? After you paid your rent and your bills, you got money left. What are you using that for? Weed and alcohol, parties, going to the theatre, or you know what? I'm going to give a bit of extra tzedakah. I'm going to do mitzvah stuff. I'm going to help people. I'm going to put it towards a project that I believe in that's going to impact the world. So you've got to ask yourself, how much are you motivated? And are you serving Hashem with your money? Are you serving your purpose and your cause with your money? Because we ultimately believe on a spiritual level that all the money you get, Hashem's giving it to you to use for a purpose. That's why when the Torah says you have to give 10%, you're not giving away 10% of your money. If you make $100, you have to give away $10 to charity. Are you giving away $10 of your money to charity? No. Because $10 of that $100 isn't actually your money. Hashem just gave it to you to then pass on to someone else. It's just not your money. But then we'd also say that $90 is also not really your money. You're borrowing it from Hashem to be able to live, to be able to... If you don't have a house and food, then it's hard to serve Hashem. So to be able to live, that's what you're doing with that money. And Hashem can just take it away, by the way. If you're not using it properly, Hashem could take it away. People have lost money, lots of money before. People who don't work hard make money. People who work hard don't make money. People can lose money suddenly. People can get money suddenly. Look, in general, it goes according to nature, but Hashem can take it away. So it's like if a child uses what you give the child in a sensible, good way, then you want to give them more. Who is it? Dick Horowitz. He sends lots of people to Esh. Very rich businessman in LA. He says, I became rich because I used to give Maisa, I used to give money, more than 10% away. And then Hashem saw, he can trust me with the money. He's my banker. So I can trust him with the money, so I'm just going to keep giving him more money. There's even an idea of giving away 20%. The Vilna Gaon actually says that the obligation is to give away 20%, not 10%.
Where does he get that from?
Pardon?
Where does he get that from?
Don't know. Well, you can study it. But he says the actual obligation is not what we hold halachically today. But there are many people who give a chumash. They give a fifth of their money away. And there is a promise, and it's the only promise in the Torah that Hashem says, you can test me. You will never become poor from giving away that money. You've got to be sensible as well. But you give away that amount of money, Hashem says, fine, I'll just keep feeding you because you're just passing it on. You're Hashem's banker, use it properly. Now, that's going to depend on your amount of emunah. To be able to give away 10% of your money when you don't really have that much to give away, but still do it, it's an amazing thing. And it always works out. Kind of.
Is it wrong? Not wrong, but like, should we try to focus on, when we're giving tzedakah, to give to other places besides like Jewish organizations, such as like Chovot or like Aish, for example? Should we try to find things like orphanages or like zoos that like help rescue animals? Like, should we focus our
there's a hierarchy. The Rambam speaks about the hierarchy of tzedakah. You should give to your own family first, if your family needs, in your own city, and then you can choose what is meaningful to you. So it's actually my father's English yahrzeit today. March 28th, he passed away last year. It's not his actual yahrzeit, that's the 6th of Nisan. But I give money to cancer organizations now, and for kids. Cancer for kids. At the moment, I'm giving all my money to the war, to the widows and orphans of soldiers. All money I get, and more than I'm just like, at least I can play some part in this thing. So you have to see what's meaningful to you. There's lots of people who need lots of money, so it shouldn't be a problem. Find someone. B'ezrat Hashem. So what are we? Number 20. You make an accounting, Cheshbon in nafsho, how much you think about money, how much you're motivated with money, how you're making your money, and what you're going to do with your money, how you're spending your money. Are you using it in the right way? Are you using it for what it was given to you for? Chabel.